we have Eugene, and Eugene is having 25 plus years of experience. He's fintech entrepreneur, he's into shipping, and he's logistics veteran. He holds a general manager position at the moment in Singapore with a very big shipping firm. We have recently got an opportunity to work with Eugene on software development product, and we have done website for him. Named is Win. So we will just go through some questions and ask from Eugene how it has been the journey with Zimozi and how his experience was. My first question from you is, can you share your experience working with Zimozi, who is a web development company in Singapore? So how was the overall experience, and were we able to cater your development needs, or just would like to hear from you?
Yes, all that I can say is the experience has been great. I mean, I've worked with various parties, on in web development over the last few years, and obviously even before engaging with the Zimozi, my partners and I were even looking at, should we get Fever, all this at the party, right? For a very simple reason, I think we're just looking at the cost, but we weren't sure in terms of the quality, right? But from the time of engagement with Zimozi, I think you guys have displayed their professionalism and really sort of like customer focus, understanding our needs. Despite we go through different versions, from the time we engage. That part is something that I'm most appreciative. It's always not been easy, I think, dealing with startups. Because it's very dynamic, right? So this is something that I think you guys have very displayed a very well valued, that value proposition. So all I say, it's an excellent experience for me.
It's great to hear, Eugene. This brings to my second question, and it is mainly about the expertise and the competitive Singaporean market. So my question is, how has Zimozi's expertise in web development helped your business or project succeeded in the competitive Singaporean market? So what is currently out there, and you also know the experience with us. So what is your belief in that?
Okay, in general, I would say today, when it comes to web development, especially over the last few years, there's a lot of spring ups. Even though we come from marketing in Singapore, there's a lot of this development from Vietnam. I even get inquiries directly from Vietnam companies on development, Indian companies. I think that there's a lot out there. I think the issue where they're selling is probably just looking at just price. But from my view, I think you guys also have a setup in Singapore. I think you guys also engage, understands the price structure, and obviously, I think now Singapore, after the COVID period, there's a huge influx of startups and family offices and so forth, a huge amount of money. So I think you guys have been able to leverage. It's not just purely an outsourcing, price, but more important, that value proposition in understanding the client needs, in this landscape. It's really important because otherwise, you look at price itself, it's not the end solution. People can be attracted in the beginning, but then when it comes to delivery itself, I met more often than not, I hear people will just be very disappointed. So I think continue on this path, really about understanding your customer needs. It's not about just combing anywhere, everywhere who just because of price. So keep to this true value. I think you guys will go far.
Thank you very much. My next question is, again, you have already shared in your first answer, but I just some more details. Uh, how would you describe the level of professionalism and collaboration you experienced while working with us?
I must highlight is really the responsiveness. I think one thing also very appreciative is Jermaine. Anytime yourself, whether it through WhatsApp or emails, you've been quick to respond in this, and that it's something I must give kudos to you guys. This is the best experience, right? Because and you are able to share and bounce back ideas, and that is very good, because it's not just us, giving, because we are not the professional. I mean, a test, right? When it comes to marketing web, yes, I may have a certain ideas, my certain vision, but is it practical? Is it something that will attract, that the market can accept? And I guess that's important. It's not about just accepting what the client wants, but I think the value has to be sharing your ideas, your perspective. Since you guys are in this space on development, you understand the market dynamics, what will attract and what will bring in traffic. So this is something very important, and I think this is where you could build up in this respect.
Nice to hear that. My last question, Eugene. This is about, would you recommend Zimozi services to other businesses in Singapore? If so, why do you believe they would benefit from working with Zimozi?
Definitely. I mean, if any recommendation, I'll put Zimozi in that. I think for reason it's very simple, right? I mean, when you go for recommendation, it's something that you must have been tested before, and it has proven results, right? Otherwise, I'll be sticking my own name, and it's like, hey, you give a recommendation, right? So that, I guess, because I've worked with you guys and I've interacted with both you and Jermaine, and I know what you guys are capable of, and this is something that I'm willing to stick my neck out for.
Thanks a lot, Eugene. So these were my questions. It's great working with Eugene, and Eugene, thanks a lot for your time.